Well, my friends, I'm with Jaime now here at DN Solutions. Very excited to talk millturn because that's all the rage right now. Millturn technology is where we're all getting excited because we can do so much inside of the machine. Being able to do done in one, that's what we want. Being able to make more money, you know that's what you want. And I got Jaime here with me today that's going to talk a little bit about millturn. But before we get to this technology, we have to know about the evolution and how we got here. That's the foundation. So Jaime, let's talk about the evolution of millturn here at DN.
Well, these machines started back in the 1990s with a compound slide, and they developed a Y-axis for the machine. Now you have a lathe that can machine in more than 2 axes. We had mill turns with milling tools on the turret, so then we decided to put a milling spindle, a full milling spindle on the upper side, put a Y-axis on it. It used to be a compound slide. So you had a limited Y-axis travel, and the closer you got to the center of the part, so the lower your Y-axis travel became. So the next step in the evolution is going to be orthogonal Y-axis. So you have a straight up, straight across, X and Y axis. And it evolved into, we have an 8-axis machine here. All right, we have X, Y, Z, B axis, C1, C2. There's also a steady rest axis on the bottom. That's an actual axis, servo controlled. That'll be a Z2 axis. And a C2.
That is, I mean, I didn't know that story, but knowing how popular it is today,
right,
and knowing how popular it's been over the last couple of years, where it's really taken off and people have said, I now have the confidence to move out of my 3-axis world and do more inside of a machine. But to know it started in the 90s, the development and evolution makes me instantly think, okay, DN's not just saying, we're gonna do this too. You've been doing it for a long time and improving on it. So when somebody buys one of these machines, it wasn't developed last week or last year. It was developed 30, 40 years ago. Well, my math is bad. Jaime's way better at math than me. Well, let's say decades ago at this point.
Yeah.
Where do you think in your world, Jaime, when you see this so often from the technical side of things, where do you think a millturn technology thrives in machine shops today?
I would say job shops, short run parts, one-off. There's a lot of parts that you require high tolerance and coordination between all the features. When you're passing between 2 machines, you take it off with a robot, you bring it to another machine, you're losing some of your tolerance. You have to fixture, you have to make special fixtures to locate the part. This machine does everything from start to finish. You can access pretty much any feature on the part with the B axis. You can turn it any direction you want. You transfer from one spindle to another, machining on the left side, machining on the right side. It never loses its orientation between the two. So you're basically making a complete part without any kind of flaws, any kind of realignments required for it.
Jaime, you nailed it perfectly. I mean, when I think about the frustration I had on the machine shop floor, when I needed to move a part from one machine to another machine, or I needed to remeasure setups and breakdowns when we were doing, I mean, I think about those complications, those frustrations, and to know I have 8 axes inside of here, milling and turning to get a part done in one, and I'm saving all that time. That really is an investment in ourselves and our company to be able to put that part right out of the machine into a box with confidence and say it's ready to go.
Right.
This is exactly where we need to be in the world of manufacturing. I think this is kind of your bread and butter though, isn't it? This is what you love to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my thing.
Yeah. Yep. So for anyone out there who's considering a millturn, as you've already described where it can be used, let's just offer them a bit of insight when it says, okay, you haven't done it yet. This is why you might want to consider a millturn machine. Let's put on our, as you have all the wisdom, and I expected you to have a Gandalf beard or a Dumbledore beard, depending on what movies you're into, guys, or a wizard's hat. Let's put on our salesman hat for just a second and say, you should consider a millturn for these reasons inside your shop.
Well, basically this machine, work envelope. You don't have 2 turrets. You don't have a lot of clearance issues between the 2. You're limited to your max cutting diameter because of the turrets. You have a physical structure right here. It doesn't move. It'll move in and out towards the center, but it can only go so far out before you have other issues with the machine due to the extra length. But this machine is all wide open. You have one tool only. You don't have to worry about adjacent tool interference. You put the tools in the magazine, they go into the spindle, and they cut one at a time, just like a milling machine. A lot of people are more familiar with milling machines and turning machines. They're more comfortable working with a milling machine because the tool is in one spot. It's going here, it's going there. You don't have to worry about, well, you get through 6 of your tools and one of your tools too long. It's going to interfere. Now you got to shorten that tool, go through the whole setup again, make sure everything else is going to work out of the box. But yeah, the big thing is work envelope. You know, 20-inch diameter part on this machine, 43 inches long.
Yeah.
You know,
Makes
turret
sense.
lathes are kind of hard to get that part in there.
All right, Jamie, last question of the day, which is more of a statement,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna need you to commit to this with me. Please don't take my job.
Okay.
You're too good at this. You're
Okay.
too good on camera for everyone watching that we have to end this interview right now before you take my job. Make that promise?
I do, yeah.
Thank you, my
Yeah.
friend. I appreciate you so much. Thank you all for watching. This is DN Solutions. This is Millturn. A great explanation of why you might want to consider it in your shop if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.